So a few patents filed by Nintendo went public today, and they confirm what we've basically been knowing for over a month now. The Switch 2 Joy-Cons will be acting like computer mice. Not just with one hand, sometimes with both hands at the same time, which I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, Nintendo, you're crazy. And that's what we love, right? That's what we wanted from Nintendo. Some ideas we couldn't have ever predicted, which is so funny to me because a lot of people just looked at the Switch 2 and thought, boring, it's only a Switch 1, but bigger. You guys, like, this is Nintendo we're talking about here. Yeah, the Switch 2 wasn't going to be some complete reinvention, but at least they have some unique ideas. And if you thought the Joy-Con mouse was a crazy idea, wait till you see the Pro controller. It also has mouse functionality. And you might be asking, how does that even work? Well, simple. You break the dang thing in half. Yeah, I wasn't even interested in these patents at first. Yeah, they had some interesting information like the Joy-Cons using 9-axis motion control instead of the Switch 1's 6-axis. That's cool and all, but a Pro controller that is also a mouse? That's when I decided to hop on camera and talk about this, because it's clear that Nintendo is using this mouse functionality as like a major selling point of Switch 2, which is funny because I feel like if any other company was going to dabble into PC-related stuff, Nintendo was going to be the last one to do it, but nope, here they are. So maybe we'll be able to play first-person shooters like Counter-Strike or something with very dead-on accurate mouse controls. I don't think Counter-Strike 2 is coming to Switch 2, but that's just an idea. No doubt there will be some first-person shooters that take advantage of this unique control scheme. I say unique, but it's unique for consoles, not for PC. Like, imagine Metroid Prime 4 with mouse controls. That's going to be insane. And all the third-party support with all kinds of first-person shooters out there, Doom, Call of Duty, Battlefield, the possibilities are endless here. Now, it is possible some of these patents won't come true. Nintendo has patented ideas before for technology that hasn't been released, so maybe that Pro controller is probably just an idea that they're not moving forward with. Who's to say? We'll find out come April 2nd when that Switch 2 Direct happens. And while the Joy-Con mouse functionality has not straight up been confirmed by Nintendo, this patent, along with that Switch 2 reveal trailer, I feel seals the deal. This is definitely a thing that's going to happen. And if we're wrong, well, that's on Nintendo for baiting us with that Switch 2 trailer. Come on, man. So I am of two minds with this mouse feature. The first of which is positive. Like, this is a really cool idea that we haven't really seen built into a home console before. I am aware that some games on PlayStation and Xbox do support a mouse and keyboard if you plug them into the console, but it's not like you can buy either of those consoles and they come with a mouse or a mouse-like controller. No, the Switch 2 is going to straight up come with this function right out of the box. And you're going to hold the Joy-Con mice like this on a flat surface. You're going to click, 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 and then, like, I don't know what that does, but that's basically the point. That's what the patent says. That's how you're going to hold these things when you're using them as a mouse. And with that, I just think of the many kinds of games that will be able to support this function. And my mind goes straight to first-person shooters, right? I love FPS games. Like, it's one of my favorite genres. Quite possibly started with my love of the Metroid Prime series, and there's already an idea of a first-party Nintendo game that can utilize this mouse feature. If you've never played an FPS with mouse controls before, it is just a really cool experience. The accuracy and reflexes you can have using a mouse are just unreal. So if Nintendo can successfully replicate this with Switch 2 on multiple first and third-party games, then this is probably going to be a hit feature. However, here comes my second thought. How is this going to work in an easily accessible way? Because when you're using a computer mouse, you gotta have one thing: a flat surface. And when you're playing a home console game, chances are you don't always have access to a flat surface, at least right in front of you. Yeah, sure, there's coffee tables, there's even end tables, but there's never a guarantee that every person who buys a Switch 2 is going to have those nearby. So what do we use instead? Our legs? Do we just put the Joy-Con on our legs and it just accurate? That's not accurate though, because our legs, most legs at least, are not completely flat surfaces. Maybe there's technology built into the Switch 2 Joy-Con mice that can maybe make for some smoother gameplay even if the surface isn't completely flat. I'm not quite sure. Will we have to buy a third-party accessory to be able to use this thing on our laps? I know there are lap pads for mice and keyboards if you have your PC connected to a big TV in your living room. I've seen those. Those are pretty cool, but I shouldn't have to buy a third-party accessory or even first-party one just to be able to use this feature in my living room. These are the questions that Nintendo needs to answer come April 2nd during that fated Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, which is airing at 6 a.m. my time. I'm already tired just thinking about it. Given Nintendo's many decades of making innovative hardware, some that paid off well, others that haven't, I would like to think that they've thought extensively about how these Joy-Con mice are going to be used and the best ways that people can use them. Maybe there is some technology in those Joy-Con and now Pro Controller mice that make the gameplay experience smoother regardless of how flat the surface you're playing on is. Maybe there is a little flat surface you'll get with your Switch 2 that lets you play with the mouse controls on your lap. I'm not quite sure, and that's the thing. I'm not paid to figure out a solution. The people at Nintendo are, which is why I really hope that whatever solution Nintendo has for these Joy-Con mice, it's something we're not expecting. That said though, I'm thinking about how often I would actually use this mouse function, and you know, my gut is telling me that even though this is going to be a cool feature, I will probably more often than not stick with traditional controls, because let's just be honest, I'm way too comfortable with a traditional controller, like I imagine most people are. I mean, let's also think about motion controls on the Switch 1 Joy-Cons. Aside from games that practically require it, how often are anyone using motion controls for their games? I know I'm not, but either way, it's nice that the option is there, which is why I'm also going to be glad that that mouse option is there, not just for the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, but presumably the Pro Controller as well. I will definitely be trying it out with Metroid Prime 4, and if we get some solid third-party ports of maybe Doom the Dark Ages, or perhaps a Call of Duty game of sort, I will also be trying it out on those games. This is the kind of innovation that I love to see from Nintendo, and while it's not straight up out there and in your face like a Wii U gamepad, it's something I could potentially see being quite the game changer. I know I said I'd probably use a regular controller more often than this mouse feature, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll prefer using the mouse function for games that support it. What do you think of these patents that have been revealed today? What is the most exciting about them to you, and are you excited to check out the Joy-Con computer mice? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you once again to my beautiful members for supporting me and my channel. If you want to become a Ferris Wheel member for early access to some uploads, then click the link in the description. Until next time, bye-bye.